Okay, I call the meeting to order and it is 1:01 p.m., November 25th, 2021. Any conflict of interest? Any declarations? Seeing none. Questions and information arising out of the minutes and not otherwise on the agenda? Any questions? Seeing none. And I'd like to take this opportunity, just before I continue, to the media and to the people that are listening as well. Our agenda is shorter today because we don't have all the statistics because of our virtual situation that will be outlined in a few minutes. So we apologize for that. We apologize that the meeting's so short. And I just didn't want you thinking that, we're doing this very quickly just to kind of get it done. So it is because we've had the situation, and soon it will be over and we'll return to our normal situations for reporting. So I thank you for your understanding. Adoptions of meetings on October 28th. Mover, Lisa, seconder. Ian, all in favor, approved. Resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting as presented be hereby approved. Motion to accept the agenda, November 25th, 2021. Mover.
I'll move it.
Ian and Lisa, seconded by Lisa. Resolved that the agenda of the regular meeting as presented be hereby approved. Okay, number 7. It gives me great pleasure this afternoon. We're usually always talking about different things, and we don't get an opportunity to talk about something like this, and I'd like to take this opportunity, and I'm going to read because it does specify some of the qualifications for this award that has been given to our chief. So, Canada's system of honors was created in 1967 to recognize outstanding individuals for their dedication, bravery, valor, and sustained contribution to our country. These honors are presented on behalf of Her Majesty the Queen by the Governor General of Canada during ceremonies held at the Rideau Hall in Ottawa and at the Citadel of Quebec. The Order of Merit of the Police Force was established in 2000 as part of the system of honors. The Order of Merit of the Police Force honors leadership and long-term exceptional service with varying degrees of responsibility displayed by officers and civilians of the Canadian Police Service and recognizes their commitment to this country. Membership in the order is based on the highest qualities of citizenship, service to Canada, to the police community, to humanity at large. Through their activities, members, officers, and commanders of the order bring distinction to the policing and support the concept of police cooperation and public service. So, having said that, I want to say that our chief has been awarded this medal. We congratulate him today as a board, and I want to formalize it by bringing it forward. And we thank him for all of his service and over the years. And again, this isn't just specific to one event. So, any questions, comments? Anyone would? So we thank you.
No, I don't know.
Congratulations.
Sorry, Rick. I didn't mean to interrupt that.
No, just congratulations. Nice to hear. Well done.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, so that I was going to offer the same comment as Rick. I didn't know much about this order, Chief, prior to seeing it on the agenda. So I read about it and congratulate you for receiving it, and certainly a distinction both for you and the Sault Ste. Marie Police Services. So congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's a ribbon to the Sault Ste. Marie Police Department, and I think it's another one of those examples where something positive happens. We hope with the media present that it gets out and it adds to our entire police service.
Thank you.
Well done, Chief.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, congratulations. Most certainly.
Thank you, Lisa. And Chief, thank you on my behalf as
Thank
well.
you, Mr. Chair.
Communication reports, information. Public complaints, travel log, and use of force.
So that's over to 8. Okay. Okay, good morning, everyone. For our reports, we're on public complaints, I believe, right? Yep.
Yep.
So on public complaints, we had 2 new complaints in October of 21. You can see them before you there, and the year-to-date numbers are 27 this time last year, 34 this time this year. That can be a variety of issues. Simply, one large occurrence can have several different complaints depending on the number of officers. So although we are aware of the increase in complaints, are certainly doing everything in our power to make sure that that becomes reduced now and in the future.
Any questions or comments?
Hearing none, on to travel log, which is your section 8 Bravo. You can see our travel log in front of you there. Myself and the deputy were at an OACP Board of Directors meeting for myself, and then the general board meeting for Bob in Blue Mountain. And Bob also participated in the small and mid-size OACP chief meeting in Barrie, Ontario. The rest you can see: homicide investigator courses, crisis negotiation, ACES training, coach officer courses that was held locally in Timmins, which is cost savings from Ontario Police College. All these meet our adequacy requirements related to training under the Police Act. Under 8 Charlie, use of force. We see here on this report, when we look at comparisons between August and September, we see we're down significantly from 14 to 4, from firearms pointed from 14 to 4. We see when we go down to conducted energy weapon, we're down from 10 to 2. So those are good statistics showing, obviously, anytime there's a reduction in the use of force, that's good news for both our members and the public at large. So, and the material is following that. I'll let you read that. Any questions on that?
Any questions or comments?
Nice to see the decrease.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, Sault Ste. Marie Police Services Annual Report.
Turn that over to Mr. Loudon.
Yeah, sorry, give me one quick sec. Yeah, thank you very much. So obviously we've been working on our 2020 annual report for some time. It is now public and available on our website, saultpolice.ca. It outlines all of our major statistical categories for the year of 2020. We're very pleased with the outcome. We think it looks modern and sharp and provides some interactive elements on the website with animations and really clear explanation and visibility of our statistics over the year of 2020. So that is, like I said, now available to the public and the media. And we hope everybody is able to learn how 2020 went for us here as a police service and know exactly what the service is providing for them. I don't know if anybody has any questions or wants me to peruse the entire thing, but it's, yeah, we're very happy with how it looks and feels, and there is a downloadable feature as well, so people, if they wish to print it, they can do so by downloading and printing it at their convenience.
And maybe Lincoln, maybe we can get a chance to look at it on our own, and then at the
Yeah.
next meeting, we can make some comments if, unless you have some comments or questions now for Lincoln.
Just before you leave, I just want to commend Lincoln and Lisa and Sarah for, if there's anyone else that was involved in putting it together.
Our statistics folks, Carrie Finley.
And Carrie
Deanna
Finley,
Puckett.
yes,
Very
for putting it together. One of the beautiful parts of this, it's an interactive approach to it. It's live. As things change, you see it live. It's so much more advanced than the old where you simply see a bunch of tables that are static in time. Now you see it live, specifically when you look at it impaired driving, alcohol, K9 calls, all those expensive calls for service. So great job and great transparency for the public, Lincoln, and thanks for your leadership on that, Mr. Chair.
And I just want to say one more thing for Lincoln. Since I've been here, we embarked on having a new website. I think our website's in very good shape, and I thank you for all of your work in that regard. It is at that point now where I think we're pleased with everything that's there, and it's growing, and it's certainly being interactive as well. So thank you for that. I remember that few years back. So wanted to make that remark. Report, Sault Ste. Marie cyber attack update. Brent?
Thank you for having me. Just give you a brief update on the cyber attack. August 26, 2021, approximately 5:30 a.m., we became aware that we were the victims of an ongoing cyber attack at that time. Result of that attack, the Ontario Provincial Police Cybercrime Unit, along with other units throughout the province, were contacted and began an investigation, which continues to be ongoing at this time. Internally, the cyber attack encrypted several of the police services administrative and record management systems, essentially locking us out from our own system. Despite ongoing efforts, the data contained in those systems continues to remain encrypted at this time. The OPP are working towards defeating that encryption. The Sault Ste. Marie IT department, along with the assistance of a number of external partners, have worked diligently to rebuild the networks that were affected by the attack. Sault Ste. Marie Police Service is nearing completion of this work and are currently awaiting a security certification to be completed. We're anticipating that will be within the next few weeks. Once security certification has been issued, the Sault Ste. Marie Police Service will once again be able to establish trusted connections with our external networks and external partners. And that's where we stand at this point.
Thank you. We've received other reports along the way, so thank you. We're on our way, and I think in the next little bit, hopefully everything will be back to normal. So thank you for that. Right. New business. I want to add Michael Adams and Lisa, did you just want to introduce this?
Certainly, there's been some discussion, and I've received some communications via accessibility committee. Also, some people that I know that are trying to get a taxi after midnight. And it appears that the taxi companies are not adhering to the bylaw of service. There was also some concerns in terms of the paratransportation that they are supposed to provide being available. So after discussions with the chief, we are proposing that a motion gets put forth on the December 13th City Council meeting, and I will discuss it with the chief and our and Malcolm White, how to draft that. That council will then give city staff authority to examine the discrepancies in the bylaw from the operators and have that bylaw be under the jurisdiction of the city. But I will have discussions with Malcolm and the chief or the deputy chief and I and sort out the details of that. But I have received calls and emails that, it's midnight and I'm at the ER and nobody will come get me. I actually had someone who volunteers for us. It was, they were at the ER, it was 2 a.m. and there was no way for them to get home. So there has been some instances of this, which isn't, good for anyone in terms of safety if you're getting, and especially in terms of COVID, when there's no transportation available after midnight. So the chief and I had a discussion about that, and certainly I'm willing to bring it forward at the next the city council meeting on December 13th to the agenda.
Thank you.
Chief, you want to say anything?
Thank you, Lisa. That's I'm totally in support of taking a look at it from a bylaw enforcement perspective and the council looking at it as well. So I support that initiative. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions or comments from the board members? Seeing none, is there any other new business from anyone? Lisa?
I just want to do a very brief report, and I want to thank Lincoln. So we did have the youth providers meeting last Friday. It was well attended. Algoma Family Services, Ontario Works, Canadian Mental Health Association, Probation, Thrive Children's Center, Ontario Trillium Foundation, our Youth Opportunities rep. Lincoln was there from Police Services. I was there with a few hats on, and it was a really great flow of information. Big Brothers Big Sisters was there, of who's offering what. Sioux College as well was there from Employment Solutions, to take a look at services for the 12 to 17 cohort. Great exchange of information, and the takeaway is that we are going to do another forum in February, but include youth as well. So youth that are engaged already with some of the programs at AFS, that are possibly engaged in the justice system and Thrive and all of that, and getting them together to see what their thoughts are in terms of programming and early intervention. So Carly from Probation sent me a really great email after, thanking us for facilitating that. I want to thank Lincoln for his time and participation that day. And it was just great to get everybody around that virtual table. And there was a lot of information exchanging, and a lot of people now are really aware of different programs that they weren't necessarily aware of the scope of it, in terms of youth supports in the community. So it was really, I think for Carly Allman at Probation, it was great for her to see potentially some great programs that could really help mitigate negative behaviors and things like that for youth. So it was well attended, and we're hoping to reach more in February. So that's the brief of it.
Lisa, that's a wonderful report. But tell me something. Why do we never read or see anything about these types of meetings in the media? I mean, we're privileged because you're giving us a breakdown of who was there and what took part. But why do we never see anything in the media about the aims?
Well, we didn't send out a press release, Ian. It was a initial meeting, and all of the stakeholders that do youth services were together. So if I sent a press release out for every meeting I'm in, I would be in the paper 4 times a day. Like, it wasn't really a media event. After, I think from the outcome, when we get the youth together and we get some sort of plan, then that could be something that would be media worthy. But this was merely information exchange and people getting to understand each other and the different organizations and what programs are offered.
Still think it would be good if the media.
Yeah, it wasn't it was a meeting of getting people together. It wasn't, I don't think, media worthy. There wasn't any distinctive outcome than everyone exchanging information about what they're doing for youth programming at their respective organizations.
Any other questions or comments? Thank you, Lisa, for your great work as well. So
You're welcome.
that.
Happy to do it.
Any other new business? Seeing none, can I have a mover to adjourn the open meeting? Mover? Ian? Seconder? Seconder, please. Lisa? The regular-
Sorry, John, I didn't realize I was on mute. I was trying to tell you there, but
Oh, well, no problem. And that the board enter into the caucus meeting. And we're going to take just a 5-minute break, and then we will start the caucus meeting at 1:25.